Picture two people walking into the exact same meeting. The first person speaks constantly. They laugh at every joke. They agree with almost everyone. They work hard to sound confident and make a good impression. The second person says very little. They don't interrupt. They don't chase attention. They don't try to prove they're the smartest person in the room. And yet, when the meeting ends, something unexpected happens. People remember the second person. They ask for their opinion. They trust their judgment. And they naturally take them more seriously. Why? Most people assume respect comes from speaking louder, knowing more, or having a stronger personality. But psychology tells a very different story. The people who are taken seriously aren't always the loudest. They're the ones whose everyday behavior quietly communicates confidence, self-respect, and emotional stability. In this video, we'll explore 7 tiny habits that dramatically change how people perceive you. Because sometimes, the smallest behaviors create the biggest first impression. And the final habit may be the one that changes the way people treat you forever. Before we explore the 7 habits, we need to clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings about respect. Most people spend years trying to become more likable. They avoid disagreement. They apologize too quickly. They say yes when they really want to say no. They smile even when they feel uncomfortable. And they believe that if everyone likes them, people will naturally respect them. But psychology shows these are two very different things. Likability is based on making people feel comfortable. Respect is based on making people feel confident in you. People may enjoy being around someone who always agrees with them. But they trust the person who has principles, keeps their word, and isn't afraid to stand by their values. That's why respect lasts much longer than popularity. It isn't built by trying to please everyone. It's built through small, consistent behaviors that quietly communicate confidence and self-respect. The 7 habits you're about to learn aren't tricks to impress people. They're habits that change the way people naturally see you. Habit 1. Pause for 3 seconds before you speak. The first habit is so simple that most people underestimate it. The next time someone asks you a question, challenges your opinion, or says something unexpected, don't answer immediately. Pause. Just 3 seconds. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. The moment a conversation pauses, they rush to fill the empty space. They speak too quickly. They over-explain. They say the first thing that comes to mind simply because silence feels awkward. But respected people use silence differently. They allow themselves a brief moment to think before they respond. Psychologically, this changes how others perceive them. A short pause signals emotional control rather than emotional reaction. It suggests that your words are chosen with intention instead of driven by impulse. Ironically, speaking a little slower often makes people listen more carefully. Because when someone isn't afraid of silence, they communicate something far more valuable than confidence. They communicate certainty. And certainty is one of the strongest signals that makes people take you seriously. Habit 2. Maintain eye contact without staring. The second habit has nothing to do with speaking. It has everything to do with where your attention goes. When someone is talking to you, maintain comfortable eye contact instead of constantly looking away. Many people avoid eye contact because they feel nervous. Others stare too intensely, hoping it will make them appear confident. Neither creates respect. The goal isn't perfect eye contact. It's natural eye contact. Psychologists have found that people who maintain steady, relaxed eye contact are consistently perceived as more confident, trustworthy, and emotionally present. Why? Because eye contact communicates something words cannot. It tells the other person, "You have my full attention." That simple signal creates trust before you've even finished speaking. If direct eye contact feels uncomfortable, focus on the bridge of the person's nose or the area between their eyes. To them, it feels exactly the same. Respect isn't built by trying to impress people. It's built by making people feel seen, heard, and valued. And sometimes, one quiet look says far more than 100 perfectly chosen words. Habit 3. Stop apologizing for having an opinion. Pay attention to how most people begin sharing their ideas. They often say things like, "I could be wrong, but this might sound stupid. I'm not sure if this makes sense." Before they've even expressed their opinion, they've already weakened it. Without realizing it, they're asking for permission to be heard. Respected people communicate differently. They don't pretend to know everything. But they also don't apologize for having a perspective. Instead of saying, "Maybe we could try this," they simply say, "Here's what I think." That small change sends a powerful psychological signal. It shows that you trust your own judgment. Ironically, people are far more likely to trust someone who presents an imperfect idea with calm confidence than someone who presents a brilliant idea while constantly doubting themselves. Confidence isn't speaking the loudest. It's expressing your thoughts without trying to protect yourself from disagreement. Because people take your opinions seriously only after they see that you take your own opinions seriously first. Habit 4. Always do what you say you'll do. You can be intelligent. You can be charismatic. You can even have brilliant ideas. But if people can't rely on your word, they will never fully trust you. Respect is built on consistency. Every time you make a promise and keep it, you strengthen your reputation. Every time you break one, even a small one, people begin questioning whether they can depend on you. That's why respected people don't try to impress others by making big promises. Instead, they make realistic commitments and consistently follow through. If they say they'll send an email tomorrow, they send it tomorrow. If they promise to call, they call. If something unexpected prevents them from keeping their word, they communicate honestly before anyone has to ask. These may seem like ordinary actions, but psychologically, they send an extraordinary message. They tell people that your words have value. Over time, this quiet reliability becomes one of your strongest qualities. Because people don't take you seriously based on what you intend to do. They take you seriously based on what you consistently do. Habit 5. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. This may be the habit that changes your relationships more than any other. Many people believe saying yes makes them kind, helpful, easy to work with. But when you say yes to everything, something unexpected happens. People slowly stop valuing your time. Your availability becomes expected instead of appreciated. Respected people understand a simple truth. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you're saying no to something that does. That's why they aren't afraid to set healthy boundaries. They decline requests politely. They don't over-explain. They don't invent excuses. A simple, honest response is enough. "I appreciate you asking, but I can't commit to that right now." Notice what isn't there. No guilt. No apology. No long justification. Just clarity. Ironically, people often respect clear boundaries more than endless accommodation. Because boundaries communicate self-respect. And people naturally take seriously those who clearly value their own time, energy, and priorities before expecting others to value them too. Habit 6. Listen more than you speak. Most people believe respect comes from saying impressive things. But psychology suggests the opposite. The people who are taken most seriously are often the best listeners. When someone is speaking, don't spend the entire conversation planning what you'll say next. Instead, give them your full attention. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions. Let them finish before you respond. This simple habit does something surprisingly powerful. It makes people feel understood. And few experiences create stronger trust than feeling genuinely heard. Respected people don't dominate conversations. They create space for other people to think, speak, and feel comfortable sharing their ideas. Ironically, the less they talk, the more people value the moments when they finally do. Because every word feels intentional. Listening is more than staying quiet. It's a way of showing respect before asking for it in return. And when people consistently feel respected in your presence, they naturally begin treating you with the same level of respect. Sometimes, the strongest voice in the room belongs to the person who speaks the least. Habit 7. Be comfortable saying, I don't know. The final habit may be the most unexpected. Most people think respected individuals always have the right answer. They don't. What separates them is their willingness to admit when they don't. When insecure people don't know something, they often guess. They pretend. They speak with confidence about topics they barely understand because they're afraid of looking weak. But true confidence doesn't need to impress anyone. It values honesty over appearances. Saying, "I don't know, but I'll find out," doesn't reduce your credibility. It strengthens it. People quickly recognize the difference between someone who protects their ego and someone who values the truth. That kind of honesty builds trust. And trust is the deepest form of respect. Ironically, the people who seem most knowledgeable are often the ones most comfortable admitting the limits of their knowledge. Because they understand that pretending to know everything is exhausting. Learning never is. And people will always take seriously someone who values truth more than looking perfect. If there is one thing to remember after watching this video, it is this. People don't take you seriously because you speak the loudest. They take you seriously because your behavior consistently communicates self-respect. The 7 habits we've explored today may seem small. A 3-second pause. Steady eye contact. Owning your opinions. Keeping your promises. Saying no without guilt. Listening more than you speak. And being honest enough to admit when you don't know something. Individually, they don't look life-changing. But practiced consistently, they quietly transform the way people see you. Because respect isn't built in one dramatic moment. It's built through hundreds of small decisions repeated every single day. If this video gave you a new perspective, comment the number 7 below. Let's see how many people have realized that people don't take you seriously because you demand respect. They take you seriously because your daily habits make respect inevitable.